We are back. Your boy, the one and only, the nonprofit sector connector. This show is called Long Island Changemakers. We got those tunes, those island vibes, you know, the Long Island vibes, where I bring my friends, my business colleagues, people connected in the nonprofit world and the for-profit world. Sometimes it's both of that. And today I have my friend and colleague, I like to refer to her as KGG, Kerry Gillick-Goldberg. What's up? This is so fun. You look great. I love your hair looks great, dress beautiful. What's going on?
Well, I'm on television.
Well, she's on TV. It's so funny. Like, we were sitting outside and I was like, come on, we got a TV show to do. We got to go do the TV show. Let's go. And this is such it's an opportunity for me to really give a platform to my friends, to really say, hey, listen, I see you doing cool work on the island. I see you doing important things. You know, with you, it's Oyster Fest. With you, it's nonprofits. There's so much going on, whether it be marketing or event planning, all these different things. So I like to do on this show, I like to go back to the beginning. Not to like Genesis with Adam and Eve, not that far back, but like back to the beginning with like your story. You know, you've been on Philanthropy in Focus, you know, when we talked about Baby Essentials of Long Island, so you've been on that show. But this program's more about you and the work you're doing specifically, not just in the nonprofit space.
Well, I think my story is one, if you want to say it, of like resilience or rebuilding.
Okay.
Because I've had multiple careers, and a lot of people, you know, especially young adults, they worry that, you know, I'm in college, I don't know exactly what I want to do, or I love so many things. You know, how am I going to focus? How am I going to narrow it down? And I'm the perfect example of somebody who rebuilt their career probably 3 times, just because there's so many things that I love, and I've had so many great opportunities. I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, I think, you know, I have a friend of mine, his name is Joe, and he talks about there's so many people, and I like this word specialization and specialists, and I say when I'm networking I like to hang out with specialists because it's easy for me, if easy is a such thing, of making introductions and referring somebody when they specialize, and I know exactly like where they lock in. But then I have this friend who wrote this book about being a generalist and because I think most of us are like so involved in so many cool different things, and I don't think you have to. I worked for ADP, the big payroll company, right? And I remember like anytime someone would leave and go somewhere else and like pursue their dreams, like I had a friend of mine who became a New York City fireman, and there was another, right? There was another woman who left and became a teacher, and that was like her vision, and that was her passion. And there would be like people in the company that would like go, why would you leave? And like, why would you not? Like, this is somebody's passion project, right? Of course. So I think people historically have like gotten caught up in like, I gotta like be this thing. I'll say it for myself. Like I was like, you know, I'm a salesman. Like that's what I do. Like I'm a salesman. And for years, like I didn't think of myself as a creative or whatever. I was just like, that's what I do. I sell things. And then like, I don't know, man. I don't know if maybe it was a little bit of the COVID era. Maybe it was just a little bit about playing around with this type of stuff, doing shows and different things like that, where I realized like you can just like, you know what it was for me? And here's a perfect example. I think what you're saying about having so many different things. Gary Vaynerchuk, years ago he said, if you're passionate about something, a certain subject matter, whatever it might be, build content around that. And I gotta be honest, between that and knowing Ken Cerini and the Imagine Awards, and Cerini and Associates, and the Lindy Lou Foundation in memory of my cousin, all these things kind of came together for the nonprofit sector connector and what that actually is.
Right, and that's your passion.
And I was like, I dig this, and I'm just going to do stuff and build storytelling around it. And then, like now it's like a thing. Like it used to be like the self-proclaimed people, the self-proclaimed nonprofit sector connected, but now every time somebody does an email introduction, that's what they're introducing me.
Yeah, everybody just calls you that.
I know, it's funny. It's really cool. I dig it. So I get that whole thing about being multifaceted. What was it in your, like, how do you get to the place of marketing and events and stuff?
That's
like,
right.
Why is that?
You know what? I think sales is so important for every field.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, my first career, I was an English teacher. English, I majored in English, theater, and education. And I student taught in Jericho, and I had an opportunity to teach in Hollis, Queens.
I know it well.
Now, coming from South Merrick and student teaching in Jericho gave me a certain caliber of background.
Okay.
And we had such incredible teachers and such incredible role models. And I had wanted to be able to bring that to Hollis.
Okay.
And I taught in the New York City school system. And there were a lot of things that, because of the union and everything else, that all those extra special things that you used to get as a benefit from being raised in South Merrick or going to Jericho, where it was, you know, the teachers spent extra time. They never thought twice about staying after school. They never thought twice about, you know, helping you with something during their lunch period. It just was part of it. And it didn't exist in Hollis. And then, again, as far as sales, I always felt you were trying to sell the education to the students. So really, you're selling
100%.
English, you're selling whatever.
Well, some level of persuasion and getting them engaged and
so
all that.
Sales impacts everything.
100%.
And honestly, when I met with the Girl Scouts, I told them it was kind of their fault because of cookie sales.
What
so
was
I
kind of
want
their
to say
fault?
elementary school wise, you know.
Yeah. So you were a Girl Scout?
Of course.
How young were you when you started selling cookies?
Well, I was a brownie.
Oh, you were a brownie.
I was a brownie, then I was a Girl Scout.
Yeah.
So honestly, I always say that sales aspect of my life and my career goes back to the Girl Scout.
You know what's funny about sales? Thank you for that Girl Scout thing. Because first of all, what favorite Girl Scout cookie? Do you have one? Because that's important.
Samoas.
Samoas.
Hands down.
What about tag-alongs?
Oh, I like them.
I like them. Yeah.
Yeah, I like peanut butter.
Yeah, I do too. Did you remember like those commercials for like Reese's peanut butter cups when like it was like maybe 30 years ago?
And they
well, that was cool when they
together.
crashed into each other, the two trucks, right? But this was like this is how I eat a Reese's peanut butter cup. This is how I eat a Reese's peanut butter cup. So like, I'm not going to do this because it's a little bit graphic and people probably don't want to know how I eat a cookie, but there's like, I have a certain way to eat those.
Oh, so do I.
Those tag-along cookies.
And my tag-alongs, I have a way to eat.
Yeah.
And the peanut butter cookies.
Oh, which ones? The ones
the sandwich ones.
Yeah, those are good too.
All
those are called do-si-dos.
Do-si-dos.
I don't know.
See?
But here's the thing. We gotta shout out Randy Bynum. We gotta shout out Tammy Severino because those are my people, and they've both been on Philanthropy and Focus. Girl Scouts of Suffolk, Girl Scouts of Nassau County, and Girl Scouts is not just about cookies. I mean, we're talking about the cookies, but there's so much.
No, it affects your entire
100%.
life. So I always say that it's kind of their fault. That
you're
everything that I'm
in
doing
sales.
has to do
Well,
with sales.
listen.
And sales goes to everything.
100%.
From whether it's my education background.
Nothing happens without that. Here's the thing about it, though. I've been in this sales profession my whole life, and it's funny. You work for a company, and they give you a business card, and it says like account manager or district manager or I don't know, some other title, that account executive. Some other title that does not say that you are a saleswoman or a salesman. And it's interesting because like these have these negative connotations.
Right.
And it stinks because it's a wonderful profession, and without selling, people don't
economy
nothing
doesn't
happens.
function.
Nothing happens, right?
Sure.
But there was a guy that would come up and go, "Want to buy a watch?" I want to buy a watch, or the guy that sells you to use car,
I was thinking
right? Same guy. I mean,
yes.
when he blew out and he ran out of watches, he had to go sell cars. But unfortunately, excuse me, that became the connotation of the sales professional. So I always felt like forever that was who people thought we were. So we always had to do more not to be, just to be like, and that's why, the consultant, and it is, we're all consultative because nobody wants it. Nobody wants to be sold. People want to buy. People want to be educated.
Well, people buy from people that they like.
100%.
And people that they, want to do business
Yeah.
with. But, you're trying to sell this education, and the kids were buying it, but then you had a couple of issues, whether it was the union or whatever. So then what I ended up doing is my sister actually went to FIT. And of course, one of my degrees was in theater. And I loved costume designing and everything like that.
Did you perform? Like, were you on stage?
Oh, sure.
Really?
I loved Shakespeare. That
Oh,
was
really?
amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
When was the last time you performed?
Oh, it's forever ago. Too long ago.
So it's interesting. Like, for all the cool stuff I do in the world, the only show I ever did was, it was Disability Awareness Week at Washington Street School in the 6th grade, and I was the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. That was like it. That was it.
That was it?
That was the
Really?
beginning, and that was the end.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
I pretty much am a
loved it.
character most of the day, but it was like that. So, have you performed in the last 15 years?
Technically, I haven't performed a role
Okay.
probably since I graduated from college. And I went to LIU
Yeah.
post,
Mhm.
and again, one of my majors was theater.
I am going to say that adult people, see, here's my challenge with life. I don't think we play enough.
Oh,
Right?
it's true, but there's someone, and I was
ahead.
going to say that I need to introduce
How great
you
is
to.
this show? This is great.
Yes,
This is how
but
the
I
show
do
goes.
need
This
to
is like what it's
introduce
like
you.
being inside of my head. This is basically what it is. We just go,
Well, you know, there's a new theater opening up
Where?
in Glen Cove.
oh no, I do know because my daughter is involved. She's in Jazz Hands.
No way!
Oh yeah, I know Chris.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm working with Chris.
Of course you are. Yeah. All right. Good. So it's in like
And
the old
they're gonna
hardware store. It's
have
beautiful.
adults, too.
I told Chris when my daughter was in Descendants. I said, Chris, we got to get you on Long Island Changemakers. So is that who you want to connect me with?
Yes.
Okay. Well then let's just get him on
That's
the
so
show.
funny. I have him. I'm
Chris,
seeing
come on
him
the
on
show.
Thursday.
Okay. Good. We'll get him on the show. They used to do practice up at the church. You know where the
Yes.
church is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, the,
because I ended
the
up going
Glenwood
there
Life
by
Center.
accident. My first meeting with him.
Oh, is that right?
Because that's the address that's still on Google.
So that theater is going to be awesome.
It is, and as adults, we're going to be able to perform.
So good for you. Good for taking us back, because sometimes I don't always get back. So I think we don't play enough, and I think there's an opportunity that we should do a show. I want to be in a show.
I want to do a show.
I
So
don't
we'll
know-
talk to Chris.
We'll talk to Chris. I don't know if you know that I'm a singer. Did you know
Are
that?
you joking?
Well, sometimes
Like, are you a singer in the
sometimes I
shower?
just break out into song. So I don't know, because my ears, the where they're placed, it sounds good. So I'm not real sure how it sounds for other people who their ears are set up differently.
As
than me
long as
on
you
the
don't
side of my
convince
head.
my husband.
Is he a
to-
singer?
Not well.
No.
Not a good one.
I
But he always jokes.
I think we're gonna get, so me and one of my daughters were talking about getting turntables so we could learn to DJ and stuff like that. This goes what I'm saying. Like back to your point about so many different interests and trying to play and do different things, right? Like you were saying. I think that's it, man. You get 70, 80, 90 years at this thing. Playtime, man.
You
Play.
need it.
You
You need
have
it.
to. And unfortunately,
And life gets too busy. But we have to make time
it
for
does get too busy, but that's what I agree with you. We have to make
Yeah.
time, like if you want to. I mean, there's a lot of people that like come home from whatever their job is, whether it's fulfilling or it's not fulfilling, and then they take this little thing and they go, and they just stare at a box for days and days and days.
Right.
Now let me tell you, I'm addicted to my phone, right? I like to watch YouTube. A lot of cool stuff to learn on YouTube, like
But you can blow a lot of time.
just cool stuff that I can learn on there
Yes.
versus put it on. Now listen, I grew up watching way too much TV. So like I was just talking to a friend of mine the other night. I'm trying to remember who it was. We talk about Golden Girls. And I was like, I was like on the call and go, thank you for being my friend. And whoever it was like another like Golden Girls fan, but not as like much of a fan apparently as I was of Golden Girls. Did you watch that show?
Of course.
It's a great show. Supposedly, this is what happened. My friend was like, well, they were in their 40s. And I'm like, no, they weren't. There's no way. They were supposed to play in characters that were in their 40s. But anyway, my friend Wikipedia'd it or whatever, and it turned out they were like 55. Like Dorothy was 55.
They look so different.
But still,
than us.
that's 55 is not old, but like they look like old women in that show,
I know.
right?
I'm 54.
Okay, so
it's
you know.
a little scary.
We are so way off topic. So
That's all right.
let's talk about you.
That's all right. So back to going into the garment center.
Yeah.
And
FIT, right?
And my sister went to FIT. She was working for a company that imported from India, and actually we're still friends with the owner
Really?
now. And honestly, I loved it. And then I wanted to get more involved in domestic production, so I moved into domestic production. Worked for a couple of other companies, and then my sister and I decided to start our own business, open our own showroom.
Okay.
And of course, that's all sales.
Yeah.
Of course.
So what was in the showroom?
Well, we focused on clothing for teenagers.
Okay.
So there was
So you owned a retail store?
No.
Okay.
Wholesale.
Wholesale to the
sales
trade.
room.
So okay, so retail.
So we would
come
sell
to you.
to Bloomingdale's, we would sell to Macy's, we would sell to all the boutiques on Long Island. I literally would go away for a few weeks in the summer. I would pack up my vehicle and go driving up and down the coast.
Trying to sell like
Selling at
how
all
fun.
the
like,
summer
did you have,
stores and
Did
stuff.
you have meetings? Or you were
Always.
just- no, but
Well,
I
I did both.
So sometimes you just
I would
popped in.
try to find new stores, and then
Yeah.
I would service our old
That's
clients.
the coolest thing. Like with all the stuff, with all like technology and AI and everything like that, like literally prospecting is like, and I'm like kind of I don't do it as much as I used to, but like maniacal about it because it's like so fun.
Yep.
Like when I used to sell for ADP, my territory was like Southeast Queens, also like Northeast Queens too, Bayside stuff, but then it was Southeast Queens for a long time. You just like walk into a warehouse and just meet new people.
say hi.
And say hi.
I'll be honest with you, I do it all the time for
Still?
like Oyster Fest.
Oh, sure.
Because think about it, I have 170,000 people minimum.
Yeah, that's a
that
lot of
come through
eyeballs.
the doors. And, you know, I'm always looking for new people to benefit from it.
But I want to, so you're selling.
So I'm selling, things are
wholesaling.
going amazingly well. We, the perfect example is a brand called David and Goliath.
Okay.
And it was really funny. It would have shirts that said like, you know, boys are stupid, throw rocks at them.
Oh my
and
goodness.
stuff like this. So we were like, we had our own wall at Macy's. I had my own wall at Delia's. We had everything. It was fantastic. I always say that they bought my house.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They bought my house.
You were, at that time, though, you weren't manufacturing, you were distributing
We
these.
were distributing
Got it.
other people's brands.
Understood. Got it.
But they always needed assistance with, you know, design ideas
Sure.
and things like that.
Did you love that?
I really, the creative
Yeah.
really was the best thing. But what would happen is, you know, in order to have the brand information out there, you would work with the magazines. You'd work with Teen Vogue. You'd work
Got it.
with, you know, In Touch. You'd work with all these publications, and all of a sudden, you'd be making a lot more money because your item was the hot item at Delia's. It was the hot item at whatever. You'd get reorders.
Okay, so
all
that
we
was
got
where
paid commission.
Yeah, so you're seeing like this opportunity with marketing going, well, maybe there's something here. So let me ask you, because you said Teen Vogue, my mind went to Teen Beat. So I used to have a Paula Abdul poster on my wall. Did you have a poster on your wall?
Yes.
Can you tell us who it was?
Silver Spoons. Ricky Schroeder.
Ricky Schroeder. Yeah. He was on NYPD Blue like many years later, Ricky
Yes, he
Schroeder.
was.
I think he became Rick Schroeder.
Yeah, he
yeah,
did.
Yeah.
So
But I remember
he-
Silver
I
Spoons, he had
him-
that train that would go through the
That
house.
would go through the house, which
Yeah.
was fantastic.
That was great.
So I loved that at the time. And although long term, I'm more of a Michael J. Fox.
I absolutely love Michael J. Fox. I didn't have a picture of Michael
You
J.
know how
Fox
they always
on the
talk
wall.
about people's top 5?
Yeah.
I only have one in my top 5, and that's Michael J.
You know
Fox.
what, man? Alex P. Keaton was a great character. All those Back to the Future movies.
But he's a good guy.
You know, I'd love to interview him. I would love to meet Michael J. Fox. I read his book a bunch of years ago, and the thing that always stood out for me was like, he was on, his finger was doing like this, is how it started, his Parkinson's. And like the pinky, and he, for like a couple of years, I think it was, he like hid it away. He was on that show where Charlie Sheen was on.
Yes. I know exactly
You know
what
which
you're
one's
talking
that?
about.
I don't know what it was, but it was like they were like political, like city people or something like that. But Bright Lights, Big City, great Michael J. Fox movie.
Oh, all of his.
And the one that I always
Amazing.
liked was
Don't say Teen Wolf.
no, I did like Teen Wolf, but Teen Wolf 2 was like he was not in Teen Wolf 2.
No,
I remember
he was
that
only in the first one.
That was a big controversy, but there was it was the one where he plays two guys. That wasn't Bright Lights, Big City. No, that was Secret of My Success, I think it was. Secret of My Success. Who knew he'd be on Michael J. Fox right now? He plays two characters. Like he's playing the executive who's like successful, but then he plays like the nephew, and he's like moonlighting as this guy, and nobody can ever figure out who it is. Yeah. Well, this is how it goes. Do you see what you did to me?
Okay.
Michael J. Fox. Let's go back.
Okay, so back to
Teen
the
Vogue.
Garment Center.
Yes.
So years of success in the Garment Center. Again, David and Goliath. I would say the best-selling T-shirt was "It's All About Me."
Oh.
And what happened was, probably by the time my daughter was about 2, I was getting over the commute to Manhattan.
That's a lot.
And you know, but you get caught up. you get caught up in this kind of mystique
Sure.
of the garment center. It was a lot of fun, and the parties were fabulous,
Yeah.
and the clothing and whatever.
Yeah.
It was.
But then you get home late too,
Loved it.
right?
Yes, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, this kid is going to be 2, and I'm not
Missing
spending
this.
as much time
Yeah.
with her as I would like. And so my husband was like, well, look, if you're going to consider moving your business from the city to the island, you're going to need to start networking on the island. And most of my girlfriends,
He's a networker? Like he knew?
no, he's
just
just
knew.
smart.
Yeah,
He's like all of your girlfriends are either at home with their kids or in careers that have nothing to do with you.
Right.
Like one of my best friends is a vet tech. The other one moved away to, DC and all this stuff. So I really didn't have business women
Yeah.
that I knew on Long Island.
Got it.
So Newsday actually had an ad for a business networking group. Lucy Rosen's, I don't know if you ever
don't know
met
that
her
name.
years ago.
I don't think
She
so.
doesn't live on Long Island anymore, but at the time, she was a real connector
Mm-hmm.
on Long Island. And she had a group called Women on the Fast Track.
Oh, cool.
So rips this ad out, hands me the ad, and I'm like, oh my God, it's in Garden City at 5:30 in the afternoon. 5:30 is like half a day. How
Yeah.
am I going to get to do this? And he's like, if you're serious about moving your business, you have to start doing stuff like this. So fine. I go to this meeting in Garden City, and I'm seated next to a woman that owns Long Island's top restaurant design firm.
Okay.
I was seated next to Karen Delago,
Okay.
and she's with Delago Associates with her sister Sharon. And during the meeting, she made a comment that her daughter and her daughter's friends had seen an episode of Oprah where they found out they were able to rescue children who were enslaved in the fishing trade in Ghana for about $4,800. They would literally go in, rescue the child, and then they'd have funds to rehabilitate that child. And the daughter got this idea that, oh, if we make these little camp bracelets, we can raise $4,800. And Karen's big thing was, oh, I need someone who can make T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I can do T-shirts. So we ended up going to lunch, and she showed me this logo, this one is greater than none logo. And something came over me where I was like, oh my God, I could totally see this on clothing. I could totally see this being a new mission-oriented idea for teenagers. Since when do teenagers have a nonprofit?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I was like, you know what? If there was a manufacturer who wanted me to run their East Coast operation, I would be willing to take a reduction in salary and also get you a licensing deal. Not thinking that 3 days later, the phone would ring and a gentleman called from Canada saying that he had been at Shul and had asked people who were familiar with the Garment Center, who in New York to hire, and my name came up 3 times. Now, mind you, I only had like one client, Mariposa, in Canada at the time. So the fact that 3 people at Shul would suggest my name was wild.
Yeah.
But I always feel that when you need to meet someone, it's put in front of you.
Well, the universe is
Put
putting
it
that out there. Yeah.
Oh, God's
Yeah.
definitely.
God, the universe, whatever
Yeah,
somebody's
putting
deal
it
is,
out there.
it's there. Yeah.
So I actually, a couple days later, they flew down to New York to meet me. I thought they were fantastic. I did take $20,000 of my offer and put it toward the girls and worked out a percentage so the girls could have a clothing line and a licensing fee. And in the end, after X number of years, we actually did hang next to Juicy Couture in
That's
every
awesome.
Bloomingdale's throughout the United States and at all these boutiques, and we were able to rescue children
That's
from
incredible. That's so special. Thank you for
from
that.
the fishing trade.
That-
But it was the girls. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, I need to say that in a million years it would never have dawned on me that a group of teenagers, like 14-year-olds,
Yeah.
from South Merrick would impact my life the way they did. It totally changed the focus of who I was and what I stood for. So instead of it being it's all about me, it became it's all about them. And then when the girls, so I started getting more and more involved in the PR. The girls were the first teen nonprofit ever written up in Teen Vogue. And the girls now, they're all major success stories. You know, we have one who is down on the border helping with immigration. We've got, every girl is spectacular in their own way. And they changed me. So, sorry.
Don't be sorry.
But
Thank you.
yeah, it really changed everything.
What did it turn your business into? Like,
Well, it made it very nonprofit focused.
yeah. And what is your business for people? Because
So technically, I always say technically, I own a PR, marketing, and event firm. The events I really just do for my clients.
yeah,
So I don't want you thinking I'm out
I
there
gotta get
doing
you
weddings
tissue.
and
We're
things like
live.
that. Sorry.
Stay there. Stay. Keep telling me a story.
That's all right. So my focus is 90% on nonprofits. And I am fortunate enough where most of my clients have been with me for years now. And you know, I am involved with the Albany's organization, who is the master developer for the rehabilitation of Wyandanch. And I love that. I love that. I always say, like, I'm the cheerleader for Wyandanch, and it's taught me so much. So
I got to come out for a tour. Would you take me out for a tour?
Of course.
All right, pitch Oyster Fest real quick too, because we're running out of time. I can't believe
No,
we're
how
running
can we run out of
I don't know,
time?
but maybe we'll
Okay.
just keep recording.
All
I
right.
think we might. I think we might. Tell me more.
So probably about 11 years ago, I started working with the Oyster Festival in Oyster Bay. We have about, again, 170,000 to 200 and something thousand people that converge on Oyster Bay for 2 days.
When is that this
This year, it's October 18th and 19th.
It's bananas, right?
Other than like the air show, which is
Yeah.
on Jones Beach, literally you're at Theodore Roosevelt Park.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You're
park.
on the water.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
beautiful.
spectacular.
It is so
looking.
nice up there.
The food is spectacular. You know, the freshest oysters you could ever have. And again, if someone doesn't like oysters, there's plenty of other food
Yeah,
to have.
sure.
And then we just have so many amazing sponsors. We're always looking for more.
How do they do that? So if people want to sponsor, they want to attend, where do they go?
They're going to go to me. They're going to
Okay.
go to Carrie at kggpr.com.
Perfect.
And I am more than happy to walk them through. I have a sponsor deck. We always consider it a conversation starter.
Sure.
Every single person who comes into the Oyster Festival has a different need.
Yeah.
So everything's customized.
Right, it's all, but that's the consultant in you, right?
Well, that's what I love
right?
the best.
100%.
Because I'm saying, okay, what's your business? What can I do to make this the most fulfilling event you do all year?
Yeah, I mean, but that's putting their needs, not that you want a commission or whatever, you want to sell it. No, what do you need? How do we tailor this event, this experience for you, right?
It is. Well, because one of the things I learned from the Garment Center, it's never about the initial sale. Never.
It's about a relationship, right?
It's about a relationship and a reorder.
Yeah.
So in my mind, that person has to be so happy with the event that we know they're returning next year.
Listen, I can't believe we're out of time. So we're going to stop, but you and I are going to talk. So
Perfect.
So listen, everybody.
Thank you again.
Thank you. You're the best. Thank you so much. So everybody, this show is called Long Island Changemakers. I'm blessed. I'm grateful that I get the opportunity to talk to such cool people doing things. I mean, I cry sometimes on philanthropy and focus, but that's the first time anybody's got emotional here on Long Island Changemakers. So heart, by the way. Every single week I bring you another Long Island Changemaker to show you what's going on and the great work they're doing. Check in with my friend Kerry Gillick-Goldberg. She shared your email. We'll get it for you at the end too. This has been another In Focus production. Make it a great day again. See you later. Bye.